Hey everyone, time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So yet again, Mr. Rafa, I think Rafa really likes this barn door. He worked on it again today. He's like a little kid working on this thing. Anyway, what he did today was he removed the door windows. So this is like this complete assembly here. So he removed those, and there was a number of issues that needed resolving. One of which was that it had a couple things. One is it had chrome latches on it, which for a barn door combi is not correct. They should be black like this. And then the other issue is they were installed backwards. So they were facing this way instead of that way. So yeah, that was kind of screwy. So pretty much pulled those apart, disassembled the vent wings, put new seals in them, put them back together with the correct looking black latches, and then pretty much rebuilt all this and reinstalled it in the car. Another thing that he did while he was in there was this car just had wrong hardware all over it, and we're pretty big sticklers, for lack of a better word, for having correct, or at least more correct hardware. This thing had Allen bolts all over it. So these are Phillips, which is in the kit that we got from Wolfsburg West. So not quite right, but a lot closer than Allen heads rather. So we put those in, and then the other thing Rafa went ahead and did is this guy does want to drive this car, and so we went ahead and put Dynamat in his doors. So you can see they're very kind of dead sounding now instead of being all tinny sounding. So again, he does plan to drive it. So we're going to go ahead and add insulation and make it nice and quiet in here, so it won't quite sound like he's driving down the road in a tin can. But anyway, so that's pretty much what Rafa did today. He's working on these doors and windows pretty much all day, and got quite a bit done, I must say. So for me, what I did today was back on the 68 double cab, and I decided to go ahead today and take a small break from his motor now that I got his muffler on and all that stuff, and install his pop-out windows. So you guys may or may not know that bay window buses or bay window trucks, they came with basically the rear quarter windows, I guess you'd call them, were a vent wing about that big right here, and then a fixed glass back here. And it just doesn't really look clean. It's kind of, I don't know, to me it's a little cluttered looking. And so Wolfgang International, a lot of you guys that are VW guys have probably heard of them and know who they are. They actually make a pop-out window kit for these trucks. And so it ends up being a lot like get this out of the way. A lot like the pop-out windows that you find on older split window buses, like these, but they're a different size, so it's not like you can just take these and put them on the bay window truck. But so they make this custom set of frames and latches and hinges and all the stuff that you need. A little bit of a pain in the ass to put these in. It's kind of a long process because unlike these buses that for the most part are made to have pop-outs and the holes and everything are there, this is not made for this. So quite a bit of work and test fitting and stuff like that to get them in, and some welding. So not necessarily for the faint of heart, but to me at least it's worth the effort because it looks so much more clean than having this like vent wing here with this chrome bar kind of dividing the fixed glass from the vent wing. And it's just, especially on a custom bus like this, just a much more clean look to the car. And luckily the owner did have some more of the this kind of pearl white paint and he sent me some cans of that, so we were able to paint these frames exactly to match the roof of the bus. So let's take a look at the inside here. So we are going to upholster the inside window frame, which will be kind of the same way that you do earlier buses like that. See, this is all upholstered. So we're going to upholster this, and it's kind of a good thing because I did have to weld these reinforcement plates on here. You can't just screw these latches into sheet metal because there is a crap ton of force on these things when you close them. And so the kit actually comes with these little metal, let me open this thing real quick. So there, anyway, that's how it opens. But yeah, so the kit comes with these metal plates that are threaded, and so you see I tack welded it in. And again, this is all going to be covered, so don't worry about my spot welds here. And then I just touched up the paint because I didn't want to leave raw metal under the headliner material here, because it could, you know, rust over time and have rust coming through the headliner. So I went ahead and sprayed a quick coat of paint on that. Again, the owner also supplied some custom mixed spray paint, which is the exact color of the green part of this bus. So I went and touched those up. But yeah, this was a little bit of a pain to get this in and weld it in. And it's always kind of hairy to weld on a new car that's got a really nice paint job on it. But I took fiberglass welding blankets and pretty much cocooned everything in this area. And I had a blanket over this bus, which is sitting next to it, and pretty much had a space exposed about this big. And then that's when I went and tack welded this thing on in a few spots. And yeah, the hinge, which is kind of buried under the seal over here, just the whole process, kind of a pain, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes, especially with these kind of custom applications and stuff. These things are nice and tight, and there you go. That'll probably take a little bit less force once the seals kind of, you know, settle a little bit and stuff like that. But yeah, so I finished this side. That side is done, with the exception of welding that little reinforcement plate on, and then the window frame to body seal, have to put it on, which takes all of about 2 minutes. So yeah, that side's almost done. So that was pretty much my day, was installing these, and then I may tomorrow or Friday, I'm not making any promises, but I may try and start this puppy up. So still a few things to do, but not many. I need to put oil in it, need to put oil in the transmission, need to buy and install a battery, and what else? I think I need to install his instrument cluster, just so that, you know, I have working idiot lights and stuff like that. And that shouldn't be much of a hard thing to do because everything here is wired, and I pretty much have all the wires to hook the instrument cluster are just conveniently hanging out here, so I can pretty much connect that, and then boom, that thing will go in, and yeah, all the instruments and stuff should work at that point. There's his very lovely instrument cluster there. So yeah, maybe, again, not making any promises because I do have a bunch of other projects here that I'm also trying to keep moving along, but may start this thing by the end of the week, but we'll see. So stay tuned for that. Mr. Jacob did come in today. Originally he wasn't going to, but his plans changed. And so I had him doing some work on the beautiful mouse gray 23 window here. This bitchin' original 23 window. This is the real deal, guys. And had Jacob go ahead and do some restoration work on his original taillight assemblies here. So these bulb holders were solid rust. And so I went ahead and had Jacob very carefully go and pry the little tabs open, and then remove this bulb holder, which is a separate piece from the reflector. And then we tried removing the rust from them using the ultrasonic cleaner with Evapo-Rust, and we got rid of a lot, but it just wasn't really coming off completely. So I had him very gently sandblast these bulb holders inside and out. And then we shot some clear coat over them to preserve them, and they came out amazing. His reflectors are okay. They're not great. They have some, I don't know, corrosion or kind of discoloration on them, but we're going to leave them unrestored. They're shiny enough that they're going to work and do their job as reflectors. And they're super cool because they're original. So instead of slapping some reproductions on here, we're gonna go with these puppies because they are clearly original, which is neato. So yeah, anyway, Jacob went and restored those bulb holders for those, and the seals that were on them, I think, were some old ones that I think he just had in as a placeholder, so to speak. And so we've got a big bag of new seals for this car that he supplied. So when we go and put these back in, they'll go in with new seals and so on. And also had Jacob go ahead and pull his front turn indicators off. The bulb holders for those are really nice, so nothing really to do on those. They look super clean. Let's see the stamp there. Hella, woo. Yeah, these are beautiful, gorgeous. So yeah, those are really nice. And his lenses are also original and really nice, except one of them has a chip or a little section missing on the orange part of the reflector, which I don't think is going to show even when these are illuminating, because it's kind of past, pretty much past, not quite past the clear part. So it may show. But anyway, the owner has a stash of parts. I think he said he thinks he may have or does have some more of these. So for now, we'll probably just go ahead and put it together with these, and then he can change them later when he gets his bus back, or he can send it to us and we'll install one. But yeah, these are really nice, original, with all the proper logos and all that good stuff on them. So again, way cooler than reproduction. And we also kind of did the same process with the license plate light holder, and it's super nice. Didn't really need anything, but we kind of checked it out and made sure it looked good, and it does. Looks incredible. See Hell logo on it, really nice. So yeah, there you go. Just working on the electrical bits of this thing, making sure everything is in tip-top shape, and doing any restoration as needed. And so one other thing for this mouse gray beauty today is that one of our painters went and painted his wheels. So the owner supplied some silver white paint with the bus, which is the same that's used on the bumpers and so on. So we used some of that and went ahead and painted his wheels. So those are done. And we do have his tires too, which are bias ply wide whites. I think they're Excelsior, brand. But anyway, and he has beauty rings too. So no, it's going to look amazing. So I believe that would be it for today, guys. Appreciate you watching. And thanks again, guys, for all the comments and likes and all that good stuff. Appreciate it. And we will see you again tomorrow.